All right, so welcome everyone to Maths Methods. We've got a bit of a just introduction lesson today, and then we will get into some maths as well. So what I'm going to scroll through is the email I sent you guys at the last week sometime. So just put your hand up. Who's opened this email? Had a look at it? All right, so about half, maybe 3/4 of you guys. That's good. So, yeah, let's talk about the things that are on here. So firstly, holiday homework. We won't do that right now, but I will come around and collect it. I'll say a couple of things about it. Firstly, understand some people might have gaps. That's fine. What I'm looking for, there were some challenging parts in there, but I just want you guys, I'm worried about the essentials. So I'm going to collect all that and have a bit of a look and maybe give you some feedback. And if you do want to go over some of the more challenging ones, organise a time with me. We may have time in class, but we do have a pretty sort of fast-paced start to the year, as it is. Okay, so holiday homework, we'll collect them in a sec. I've said make sure it's in a separate book so I can collect them. Okay, let's open up the letter. So you've got a copy of it there. I'm just going to open it and scroll through it up here. So this is just saying welcome. It's talking about expectations as far as what you need to bring. It's talking about all the assessment tasks. So here we go. We've got 6 tests. All right, we call them SATs. That is skills and assessment tasks. And that just means test. That's the SACE terminology we use. We have 2 on calculus. We have 2 on integration. And we have 2 on statistics. That's how we're going to divide it up. And we've got an approximate timeline there for when those are taking place. In year 11, everything's just A to E. In year 12, everything is A plus all the way through to E minus. So there's those finer gradations of grade bands. All right, so there's that there. We've got 1 folio task. All right, so you've just got 1 task to do. That's going to be on integration. We start that in term 3. And then we have 1 external exam at the end of the year. 30% of your grade that's assessed externally. So we assess work using the performance standards. You've got introduced to those last year. That's a rubric that we use to judge your performance in the subject. All right, and so then down here is just some expectations and stuff. That's just saying get to class on time. One of the advantages of getting to class on time is you get to sit in the second row. You get to sit with your mates, so get here early. Get to class on time. You know, my expectation is you do your homework. Every lesson, I'm going to come around and check with you individually. I would like you to do your homework. I understand sometimes things get in the way. So ultimately, I think I just want you to be honest with where you're at and how much you've done. All right, so I've got a good understanding of your progress. So that'll be every lesson. I'll come around and check on you. And then like things that I can do for you guys as well. You know, I'll be here on time. I just want to help you guys out, help you have a good year. So that's that letter, that's addressed to you, that's addressed to your parents. Go home, give it to them. Excellent, let's proceed. So that's the letter, then we've got sector. And it's good, I've been teaching this for a number of years, so sector's just all set up. And that's just the go-to. I'm going to be updating that regularly, just shuffling things as different things pop up. You know, like we've got the ducks assembly next Wednesday, I think hits our lesson. And so forth. So on sector, it's just going to say what we're doing, where it is in the textbook, and then footage. These videos should be from last year, and in each lesson I will record just so it's sort of more contemporary account of what we're going through in that particular lesson and upload. So that's on sector. On sector, you'll be able to scroll through. You can see all the lessons into the future, and you should be able to see all of the assessment tasks as well. And I'll be adjusting those as we decide tests, dates and such, but they're indicated an approximate time period on the letter. All right, so that's that. The next one is the YouTube. Okay, so all of those are on sector anyway, but you know, feel free to track along, and you'll have a playlist for last year. You know, at the moment we're going to go through the introductory concepts. We'll spend about a week and a half going through that. That's chapter 1. And then we get into chapter 2, diff calc, apps of calc, statistics, integration, and so forth. So it's all there. Feel free to sort of move along with it at your own pace. Nonetheless, each lesson we will be going through things as a class. Okay, so that's YouTube. Then we've got the Google Drive, all right? So you definitely want to bookmark this link, all right? Because year 11, you don't have too many electronic files. Year 12, you're gonna have lots. And this is the best place for me to save it for you. We're gonna be using it heaps. So a couple of things to point out. If we go into tests, all right, here's our first test. And like, you've got heaps of practice tests there. So I'm gonna write a new test. You've got, what, six practice tests there to work through if you want. You don't have to do them all. I'd say more recent ones tend to be better, just because I get better at writing tests as time goes on, and you've got solutions in there. So you definitely want to bookmark this link, all right, because you're going to be accessing it all the time. So that's test, that's probably what you'll access predominantly. We've also got extra resources. So in there I've got things like basic skills that you might need to brush up on. I can point you there. We've got an online version of the textbook, all right, so if you've forgotten your textbook, you can access it with your laptop or your phone even, and so you can bring the chapters up, as well as worked solutions, okay? Worked solutions to the textbook, which I'll talk about a bit more in a moment. So have a browse around there. That is your Google Drive, so make sure you bookmark that one. Okay, so then the next one is the work solutions. So I'm saying, don't want you really to access them in class unless you've got my permission, okay? They're to use at home when you're really stuck, okay? And then you use them as a guide. So it might be like remember back in primary school, the sort of look, cover, write, check kind of thing. Look, observe, comprehend, understand, okay? Then put it away and try and repeat the process. I don't want you to just look back and forth and just copy it, okay? Because you're not learning anything doing that. They're there as a guide, they're there to support you. They're not there to just write the answer out. Cool. I can be in the study centre if you need on Wednesdays. Just let me know. And then what do you need for class? You need a pen, graph book, your textbook, and a folder to store some handouts. We won't have too many. These notes books that I've given you, all right, you're going to have 4 of these in total. So you have the chapter 1 notes. These are the introductory concepts. This is going to do us for the first week and a half. All right. And these are great because if we have a bit of a scroll through, it's got all the examples we're going to do each lesson, and it's got all the notes that you don't need to hand write out now. I've cut all the essential parts that you need to know and recorded them here for you. So you'll get 1 for calculus, you'll get 1 for integration, and you'll get 1 for statistics, all there ready to go. Each lesson we rock up, we've got our notes book, that's what we're going to start with. Cool, all right, so that's that, and we've read through the letter, we've talked about sector. I'll press stop on the screen here, and we'll be able to get started. So every lesson, my expectation is we're going to come in, and you just open your notebook up straight away to what we're going to start with. So today we're going to start on exercise 1A. So we've got the chapter 1 notes, you boys have got your notebooks, do you? Excellent. So let's open up there. The only thing other to say is at the front of that, all right, that's our checklist. That's the questions we're doing from chapter 1. So you can see today we're doing 1A, and they're the questions that I want you to work through. You've got your textbooks already, hopefully, and you do basically almost every question in the textbook. There's a few that you don't need to do because there have been minor changes to the course over the years, and there's a few things that we will supplement it with as well, but essentially you do every question in the textbook. So it's a pretty good textbook, apart from chapter 4. All right, so, I need it back because I'm going to bring a graph up. And so I will stop and make a new video because now we're going to go